What is going on, everybody? This is another episode of Taking Shots podcast. We are your hosts. I am Angel.
Viviana.
And I'm Luis.
And today, what are we taking shots of?
You guys are taking shots of Jose Cuervo margaritas, classic margarita.
Get that.
And then check out the TikTok because they did do a little mixed drink with a little agua frescas, right?
Strawberry.
Yeah. Strawberry agua
To be
fresca,
exact.
guys. Pretty good, pretty good.
But this time, guys, I'll be taking a shot of Bio Salud. It's like a little Danonino, I think. I don't know what it
It's
is.
called Yakult.
Okay. I call it Danonino, okay?
All right.
And then, you guys don't have any shots. You guys are going to have to use a bottle, I guess.
Pobrecitos.
Yeah, we do have a special guest. Koalis. Let's give it a round of
she a little
applause for
shy
her.
right now. You know?
She's a little shy.
She's shy.
Pero
She's shy, huh, mamá?
es que Vivi la regañó.
Yeah.
Es cierto.
Andaba como las mamás mexicanas, you know?
Te voy a chingar.
Yeah.
All right, guys. A ver.
Oh.
It's okay, dude. I still got to do mine, too.
Okay.
That's all you can hear.
That's more
A
than a
la
shot.
verga.
Sorry, mama. I'm being a rebel.
Damn. Cheers, Luisito.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. It was... Sorry, guys. Someone please cancel me. Damn, a shot, not a full gulp. Ah, just kidding.
Ay, tú?
Just kidding. Ay, no.
That's spicy.
Me van a matar.
Well, just so you guys know, this was full.
It was full when we first got it, but to kill off any illnesses we have, you know.
Exactly.
Keep us healthy.
Es bueno para la salud.
Yeah. All right.
I heard.
What we got today, Luisito?
All right, guys. So, you guys know we live close by to it. You guys probably have been there to the Denver airport. Mm-hmm. You guys been there?
Yeah, I've been.
I have.
Flown out of there?
Yeah,
I have.
Okay, cool. I never have, but, you know.
but it's okay.
I've seen it outside. I've seen the outside of it.
Well,
But-
you pass it a couple times. Like
Yeah.
where-
Well, I
where
picked up
we go.
people from there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. But either way, guys, you know, there's a lot of conspiracies surrounding the Denver airport. Have you guys heard of any? Know of any? Believe on any?
So there's a couple of them, different conspiracy theories. If I believe in them, maybe like one. But I don't know.
We can go. Road trip or what?
Hey,
Well, yeah. it's-
Debunk it.
Well, you know, so a couple things that are on, like with the conspiracy theories, like there's like artworks and stuff
Yeah.
in the airport. You know, they took them off.
Oh,
They
really?
took
Did they already take them off?
They took them off because people were like, if you were to see them, like they're kind of like,
They're sketchy.
yeah, they are sketchy. So with that, like one of the conspiracy theories is that because of the painting.
Well, let's give you a little background to Denver Airport.
Okay.
So the actual Denver Airport, it's like located a little bit, I'll say like a little few miles from actual Denver itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the outskirts of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of the largest, I believe, here, either the United States.
I think
It used to be like one of
Yeah.
the largest in
It-
the
you- yeah,
world,
you-
I think, too.
It's bigger than Massachusetts.
Yeah, and it's one of the
pretty
newest
crazy.
airports, too, because
Yeah.
it was recently kind of done, right?
Yeah, so I mean, well, not recent. Well, I think they did do maybe like a little bit renovations, but not like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Because the last, like when they first built it, it was like formerly known as the Stapleton International Facilities. Like when they first started it.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was that location was so busy, it was kind of like in the center, so like everybody would fly out of there, like, you know. But then in 1995, February, that's when they actually opened the doors for the new Denver International Airport. And then I guess they were over like 2 million or no 2
2 point something.
like 2 billion, I think,
Billion, yeah.
they were over 2 billion like on budget. And then it ran 16 months like later than what it was supposed to like open. But I think that's like most of like that's most of like the backstory or background to it, like kind of like the little history of it.
Yeah, and there is a conspiracy theory regarding the extra time and the extra money.
Yeah. So with that, I'll save that one for last because it's kind of like it goes into something else. But so I guess the first conspiracy theory, if you guys haven't seen like a picture of the Denver International Airport, like from looking at it from the top, like all the runways, like I'll show you a picture.
Is it the... Are you talking about the Nazi sign?
Yeah. So like, so they were saying that it's
Crazy.
like
They
How-
say basically like the airport, like if you're looking at from like high up above, like
Yeah,
if you
bird's
were
eye
in an
view.
airplane or like a helicopter, if you actually like do an outline, it has the Nazi outline.
So look, you tell me if that. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think I have.
So look, what does that look like to you?
There's a name for it. I don't know the
A
specific
swastika?
name, but yeah,
Yeah.
swastika.
Well,
Que miedo.
so that's like like at the very tip, obviously, but like when it was like first, not I wouldn't say like founded, but like when they made it, they have this a capstone, which is like a time capsule that they put in the airport, and on it has the Freemason. Do you know what the Freemason is?
Yeah.
So it has the Freemason symbol on it, as well as there was like an organization, I think, that was named the New World Airport Commission. And when they looked that up, like who they were, there was no information about them.
Yeah.
So people think that the Nazis and like these secret organizations built this airport like for the New World. That's why the name New World,
Like
the
New World
Commission
Order.
Association or whatever it was. That's why that's on there. For they just think that a lot of like so there's three different organizations they think like secret societies that they made them for basically.
Yeah.
It was the Illuminati, the Nazis, and let me see. I got my notes, guys. Don't worry. I can see. But what do you think? Like if
The elite people.
I've heard
Yeah,
about
it's just like the
Illuminati,
elite people.
which is what Illuminati, you know?
True.
Because Freemasons, that's what they pretty much are. They say it's like the new, main power.
Yeah.
Sort of say.
yeah, so it was
That control kind of say the world.
yeah, so it was the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and the New World Order. Which the New World Order is basically just like elites that are
Around the world.
around the world that want to take down the current government to make their own new government.
Yeah.
That's what like the free or the New World is. But people are saying that they're the ones that pitched in to build this for them. But that's why they have like that symbol on there, like on that the time capsule.
Yeah.
Then I don't think they can open it not until 2094.
Yeah, 2094. That's what I saw too.
Shit, we might be a little too old to do the road trip at that time.
Yeah, those muertos.
Nah, don't.
Nah,
Yeah,
like,
not yet.
Maybe,
Not
most likely.
maybe. And
not
who
like
knows?
that, but like.
No, but who knows? Maybe technology.
2094,
Maybe
damn.
technology. It'll advance and
Get me a
We're gonna go back or something. We're gonna be there.
can
They're gonna clone us, guys.
yeah.
Our clothes are gonna be there. Maybe not us.
But how we were saying it. So that's like one conspiracy theory that it was for them.
Yeah.
The other one was it was like connected to the Nazis.
I was gonna say the artwork that you were talking about earlier that they removed. That one of the what is it called, artwork that I remember seeing was pretty much like a Nazi, pretty much like a big like painting.
Mural.
It was a mural.
Yeah, I think it was like a mural. Right?
Yeah, it
There
was,
was a few different ones. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard. Like it's been a few years where the Amazon was like on fire. Like that big forest. There was a mural in the Denver airport that basically said the same thing, like what was happening on with the Amazon and stuff. And there was like a picture of a bunch of children and a bunch of people like dead lying on the floor, and there was a bunch of flames in the background.
I
It's
think I
pretty
did see
cool,
that.
yeah.
I think I saw that one, but I thought that was Nazi one.
No,
No,
so-
because there's sorry.
The
it's
Nazi
just
one I
different
remember
ones,
had
yeah.
the kids and everything.
So
too.
Kids.
so this one.
Esa,
This
ándale,
one.
with the sword.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
one it's like that's the one that people say it's like related or like it was connected to the Nazis and stuff because
That's straight up. It's like the Nazi.
yeah, but with that mural right there, it's the guy that made it. I can't remember the artist's name. I think it was like Leo something. But he like obviously that to you when you see that you're like, oh dude, that's kind of like messed up, you know.
Well, I was gonna say, when you guys see this, what kind of stuff do you see?
So
'Cause-
have you seen it?
I'm
Yeah.
like looking at it right now. Well, yeah, there's like a rainbow on top that swirls kind of down, and it looks like, let's say, a world on top, and there's like a big line of like people, but they look like they're carrying like like it looks like a mother carrying like a dead children, and the other one looks like like new children being like afraid, holding like what is it called? Like a teddy bear.
Like a blanket or
and
something.
then
yeah.
also it does look like a Germany, like a Nazi.
Like a not like how you.
I was about to say Nazi zombie.
Yeah,
Call of
real
Duty,
quick, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty background right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it does look like a Nazi like soldier, you know.
Yeah.
And then it does have like the sword and everything. And then what I'm thinking too is there's a dove.
Yeah.
And then a dove is like a symbolic for like hope, isn't
God
it? Or is
and like
it?
representation
pretty
of
much.
that
That's what I'm
faith
wondering.
and stuff.
peace.
Yeah.
And that dove looks like scared, like running away from the actual like.
It's like the new world
Yeah.
order,
Yeah.
basically, in a way.
So that's
Because what do you see in
I'm
it?
like, let me see.
besides
Oh,
what
it's
I
like-
said?
I've seen this before, and they used to have this mural
yeah,
there,
that's the
and
one
they
that,
took it
that's the
off,
one they took. Yeah, that's one of
which is
those.
crazy to me.
It's weird for something to
It's-
be that like let's say hardcore
Yeah.
to be somewhere public.
Yeah.
And that open and somewhere that big because like I said, it's one of the biggest airports, and we're like right in the middle of basically all United States.
Yeah. Mhm.
So there's a lot of like when you gotta take like two different what do you call it? Well, it's two different flight paths.
Like it's I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like when you have a stop.
Yeah, where you have to stop. Like a lot of stops are in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No.
So it's
okay, I know what
crazy.
you're
Like it's
saying,
seen by
yeah.
millions of people.
To me, I don't know. It's just. To me, it's
Se ve
giving like
chido.
apocalypse.
Está chido.
Like
Yeah.
it's giving apocalypse,
Vibes.
end of the world.
Because even if you see it, there's
It's-
like broken down buildings and
Yeah.
stuff like on the right side.
Yeah,
right
that looks
here.
like destruction.
Like,
yeah. And him with like a
it's-
gas mask. Pretty
And that
much.
big, like
Yeah.
it looks like superior.
Like power. you
Yeah,
know?
like
power.
taking over us and taking over the world, and
Yeah.
just I don't know. That's scary to me. What about the gargoyles? Have you seen the gargoyles? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I've seen them before. It's kind of sketchy. It's
I
weird.
haven't seen the
No,
gargoyles.
you'll see. It's weird.
So with
It's
the
super weird.
Is it statues or is
And
it?
Yeah, so
they're
they're
like
statues.
statues, but they're like
So-
it just really depends on where they are in the airport. And I've heard some of them move and talk. There's one.
nah, chill out.
No, I'm being serious. No joke, no joke. I saw when I was doing my research a little bit, I saw a video of those specific statues that they would turn to you and they would say, "Take me with you." And isn't that so?
What?
No, it's so weird. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I'm gonna send it to you guys, but I can't.
Mejor no.
But it.
All right, if you send it to us, we'll put it.
But
in the video.
it's no, I'll send it to you guys so that you guys can actually see. It's very mind blowing and it's crazy to think about. Like, ay, qué miedo.
So
Welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport. Oh, it's because of the conspiracy. Look at me. I'm a little know-it-all. Will you get back over here? I got a question about this conspiracy.
So the reason why they have gargoyles up there, it's like obviously people see them, they're kind of sketchy looking. Then like, you know they're weird. And did you see how they were coming out of like suitcases? Mm-hmm. Did you see that right now? No, you totally missed it.
Yeah, but
In the picture, it's like
And-
a whole suitcase.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
a s-
gargoyle's just standing.
Yeah, it's a suitcase and the gargoyle's like coming out of it.
well, it looks like the statue's kind of like on top, you know.
Yeah, but they're coming out of
Like
a
a top
suit. Yeah,
section?
but they're like coming out of a suitcase, so it's like a suitcase is open and it's like coming out from right there. So the Regan.
I was just gonna point out, it's like it's crazy how you say that because most people don't see like more into depth on what it actually is. Like, you know, like you say, oh, you missed a suitcase, but there's other people that actually like
Yeah.
da-da-da.
It's because
This
for
is
me,
like-
my only background is like, yo, I remember watching like a show in Disney Channel when I was little called The Gargoyles, and I was like, yeah, they look different.
Those are the
They're
same
gonna look
ones. They
different,
don't
you
look-
know?
they don't look the same.
I remember they look buffer.
No, so the reason why they put the gargoyle statues there is like throughout centuries, like the architecture, like the reason why they would put gargoyles up is they put them up as totems to basically deflect or like ward off like evil spirits
Symbolism,
that
yeah.
like evil spirits and like bad juju type of deal, and like kind of like to protect the buildings or like wherever they were put to protect whatever they are. So the reason why like the symbolism behind it is they put them in a suitcase and I don't know. Well, I don't know if where you saw these, but they said that they put them by where like the baggage claim is, because the reason why they put it there was to ward off like any evil that any of the bags have, or kind of to protect the baggage of like the other people. Basically, that's why they're coming out of that suitcase. But what? We're gonna say something?
crazy.
No, I thought you were gonna say something.
It's weird, huh?
Nah, yeah, it is pretty weird. Crazy.
But you guys have seen it for sure. Like
I kind of want to go inside now. I never got. I'm telling you, I never been.
well,
inside.
I don't know if they have any. I mean, I don't know if they have any of these.
Still?
Yeah, because I know that they did remodel, but maybe because like the conspiracy.
Well, a
theories
lot
were,
of
like,
people did start to say a bunch of this and everything. Like I seen videos for like over an hour.
The
Yeah.
last time I was there, it was last year in February, and they were remodeling. I don't know what specific area
Yeah.
in the airport, but later on, while I was looking more into it, they actually did a whole world map. So where they were remodeling, they did a whole world map in between it. And so like in the middle, it had like train racks and like a whole light post, and then there was sand on the outer part. And then there was like a whole other different construction on the other side. So like I feel like, I don't know, like it's a different kind of symbol that they're doing, and
Flat Earth.
there's videos.
Flatter this real.
There's videos that there's a whole conspiracy to it.
I think I don't know if I've seen it or not, but I mean, at least the way that you described it, maybe it's like because they also have like stuff underneath, like maybe that, like, because obviously that's where like the budget went. So they like they're. Let me get to this last one, and it's like a really big, it's like a bigger like piece of artwork that they did was you guys have probably seen it, like the blue horse with the red
I've
eyes.
seen that for sure.
So Mustang is the name that it was given, but a lot of people call it Blucifer.
It's called Lucifer.
Blucifer, yeah, Blucifer.
Blucifer,
Yeah,
sorry.
Blucifer.
My bad. Lucifer.
Está peda.
Yeah, está peda.
No estoy peda.
But,
Estoy feliz.
I'm content.
Yeah, you see, after half the model. But so the reason a lot of people think is like they point out the red eyes. It's like a blue horse and Mustang, a blue Mustang, and it's like on its hind legs, and it has red eyes. And a lot of people point that out as the glowing red eyes as like a nod to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You know,
That's true.
for like, if you guys don't know, like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, basically they're from they're biblical figures from the Bible, and they appear on the book of Revelations, and they're revealed when they're unsealed from the first 4 of the 7 seals. And then they stand, the 4 of them stand for like different things. One would be conquest, war, famine, and death.
And death, yeah.
So people are saying that that's like symbolism towards them.
There's an episode on The Simpsons that
Again.
has. I swear, ustedes no me creen nada, pero I'm being so serious. It says famine and all, like everything what Angel just explained, and the horses are like flying in the sky, and it basically says each one of them. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Ay, qué miedo.
We gotta start watching The Simpsons for us.
You guys do. You gotta insert that clip in one of the videos.
We'll see. We'll look it up again, guys.
Did you also hear like that the guy who built the statue of the horse, while he was building it, the part of the head fell on him and he actually died. And they still kept the statue up?
No, they did?
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't know
almost
that.
to
Like, they did it-
completion. Well,
yeah.
he was almost like dead. That's why, like, I think, it was the head or something that, like, fell on him.
Knocked him down.
Yeah, knocked him out.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that.
Just imagine you're building it. Bah, se te
Yeah.
cae.
No, and well, the crazy thing is, like how you said, it's a blue horse, like dark blue horse with red eyes.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like like, why the red eyes? You
Yeah.
know? But who knows?
But it's so
So
crazy because it's
dynamic.
out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not
dude,
something
well-
that's like hidden or nothing. You know?
Well, it's 32 feet tall.
Yeah.
You know, it's big.
Yeah.
It's like you
that's
can't
the first
miss
thing you
it.
see
Yeah, it's the
going
first
into like the airport.
Yeah, Denver airport. But
Sketchy.
it's just weird stuff. Everything that's inside of it, it's crazy. Like you look at obviously there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, but this final one right here, guys, is the kind of why everybody thinks that it went over budget and why they took longer for them to build it was because a lot of people think that there's underground bunkers. So Denver like airport staff and stuff, they've said like, yeah, we have like bunkers and stuff underneath. And people think that that there's layers and layers and layers of levels like below the airport, and it is true. They said that they do have more levels underneath, but they don't. They say that yes, there's levels underneath and they have bunkers, but it's like not for what people think it is. You know, it's like the train tracks or the
subway that goes
subway.
underneath.
Like that's what they're saying that it's for. But a lot of people do say that there's more stuff down there than what they're being told, basically. Yeah. But the reason why people are saying that they came up with this conspiracy theory was because for the elites, like the bunkers and millionaires and the high political people,
like the queen and all that stuff. Yeah.
They're saying that that's where they would go if there was like anything that happened, like in like apocalypse and stuff. They'd be down there.
Everything kind of goes together. You know how you said like their symbolism of like the Nazis, the
Freemasons, the Illuminati,
yeah, all that. They're all like their symbols inside of the airport. Like you said, there is underground stuff going on, and then the horse, which is like a symbol of apocalypse.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then how I said, it's a Denver it's an airport that's right in the middle. If something were to go down, it would be somewhere because I mean it's an airport already. It would not be a coincidence if a random airplane start popping up there.
Yeah,
like no one's gonna know.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if there's something like going on and they don't know about it,
like
all they have to do is just fly there. No one's gonna know or suspect
anybody else.
And it's true what you say because there's a lot of people that say that since it's right in the center, there's nowhere there's nothing around it. People like, for example, the elite group and everybody buy certain properties or buy certain things within that area of the airport so that it's a secured spot for them. Like it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you guys seen even here they've been flying like big airplanes lately around because like we're right down the mountains. Yeah, and they've been flying like I think it was like the AC or something like that, like the big airplanes. Yeah, and they said it was just for practice because like I said it's mountain areas, so they have to practice all that. But lately, I guess there's a video that the presidential airplane was flying around Colorado Springs too. There was a TikTok that started.
That he was flying around.
Yeah, because lately how everything is, they're saying stuff is about to go down with the war. Like there might be another war, a lot of like immigration coming into the country, or at least to this country. But then other viruses that they think that they're gonna pull up. Yep, the power outrage.
I believe it. I strongly believe it. Like I don't know about you guys, but
well, and then you guys saw the movie too. What is it? No One Left Behind?
Or no? Oh. Not me going
2012, guys. If you saw that movie, hey, end of days, the tsunamis and earthquakes.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
We're here. We survived.
Something light.
Algo tranqui.
Yeah. No, but did you guys watch that movie yet?
I watched a little bit of it, but
the TikTok.
Yeah, the TikToks.
Only on TikTok. I watched the clip.
But I tried to watch it, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
You've seen it though, right?
I've seen the movie and everything, but it's kind of like power related.
Right.
Like them losing the power and things like that.
Wasn't it kind of like a cyber attack or no?
Yeah, they say it's like somewhat of a cyber attack. But then, like I said, like there's like conspiracy about the power outrage, and then outage. And I don't know if I should say this or ruin the
We're canceled.
Yeah, it's 'cause I wanted to support Vivi.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyways, so at the I don't want to ruin it, but at the very end, there's a bunker that's shown.
Spoiler alert.
Yep, ya lo chegué.
Like,
anyways, there's a bunker that shows like towards the very end. And then also, not too long ago, they found out like there was something going on because, what is it, Mark
Zuckerberg, no?
Yeah, I didn't want to say the other guy's name, but Mark the actor.
Mark Wahlberg?
I was about to say his name. I was waiting for you guys to say it.
Mark, and then you're looking at us. All right.
Like,
so
Mark, what's it?
Anyways, what is it? Mark?
What?
Zuckerberg, Wahlberg. It sounds the same, okay? Zuckerberg, the Facebook creator, okay? So he bought a bunch of land also in Hawaii, and when he bought the land, what was it? A lot of people were outraged and stuff because I think in Hawaii it's really traditional. Yeah, it's traditional, and a lot of people don't like them selling basically like their land.
They wanted to keep it for locals and the people of that land, basically.
Yeah, and exactly.
Like I've been there, yeah.
And then lately too, there was a big conspiracy on like Hawaii itself. Like a lot of people were saying that the fires that happened in Hawaii, they were saying that there was like a laser beam that started the fires. Because they don't know where the fire started. They don't know how and everything. And then most of the fires were basically where the traditional, like people that have lived there forever. It's not somewhere, because there's places, I'm not too familiar with why, but there's places where rich people have their property, like
Yeah.
houses, nothing, their houses got intact.
Yeah.
But all the other houses, they were
Like the
completely
locals,
burned.
basically.
Yeah, and there was like videos on TikTok going around that, there was like a laser beam, like, starting the fire, like through a satellite or something. So that's pretty much like, it's something like, there might be like another place going on too. Cause like I said, Mark, he bought a big land, like, it was like a couple acres.
So I did see that.
Yeah.
Then, like he was building like a big, like on this huge property. It was a huge property that he bought. It wasn't a
Yeah.
big. It's like
And-
huge.
yeah, and he gated everything.
Yeah,
Like, it's acres,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
acres.
got
He
gated.
gated everything, and then like
Crazy.
it was like a huge. It's like a huge mansion, and
Yeah.
it's like within that mansion there was, I guess I can't remember like the number of people that like amount of families that could live in that mansion because there's so many rooms that there was an underground bunker as well.
Well, people were already outraged because, like I said, he bought a big like
Plot
land,
of land.
and he,
Yeah.
like I said, he fenced everything. He like gated it, and then no one knew. They thought it was just gonna be like one of his mansions or something like that, and then it got like exposed or like leaked that he was actually like building underground bunkers too, like down there too.
That's so
And it
cool.
was saying too that there was like tunnel stuff like and connecting like with other places
That could be.
because maybe he's building like probably like maybe for the properties and underneath, if he's building tunnels to those properties like
Yeah.
underground, who knows? But I did see that he spent like a ton of money on that,
I didn't see that. That's
No?
freaking crazy.
and it was like
But
right
I mean,
after.
I wouldn't doubt it, because it's all the people who have money, all the elite people are just
Yeah.
they already know what's going
Well,
on.
there was a couple of other people too that were like getting exposed basically like for
For the
building
same reason, like
for the
building
same
underground
thing
bunkers,
for
and it's like
building-
high power people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like a lot of people with a lot of wealth.
Yeah, that they were building like there was
But it-
Because there was a
list of people-
company
there
that
was-
makes them,
yeah.
and they were like their net worth was going up.
Mm-hmm.
And since they keep like all that private and everything, like who knows? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more people like doing underground bunkers, and like the big conspiracy theory is like something's about to happen, and that's why everyone's starting to people that can, they're building the bunkers.
And yeah, and I mean it's kind of like the movie 2012, like towards the end where they all go crazy, like everything starts getting destroyed, and all the people who have wealth and people who are able to get in, like the ships. I think it's
Yeah, it
the
was a-
ships
it was
and
a ship,
everything.
yeah.
It's kind of the same if you think, except they're underground bunkers, of
Yeah.
course.
What do you guys do?
The what?
If something were about to go down, what do you guys do?
It's hard to say.
I'll let you go first.
I don't know. I think it's hard to say. Like, I read the Bible and I see, like, I've read Apocalypse before, and
But are you
it's-
gonna try to fight to survive?
I mean, yo siempre digo, like, cuando te toca, and I strongly believe that, like, ahorita con todo, I feel, me personally, that I read the Bible and that I've been getting a little bit more closer to God. I mean, I've always have, but I think times are coming, and it's kind of scary to think about and say, pero I think in cualquier momento, I mean, there's different things that the Bible says, of course, when it comes to apocalypse and everything.
Yeah.
Pero I don't know. I don't know. It's a 50-50.
It's tough
for
to really
me.
say, because
Yeah.
even in the Bible says like no one's gonna know
Sí.
when it's gonna happen if you're going
And
through.
yeah,
like,
and there's supposed to, and it says
beliefs.
también que when God is coming, there's
Everything's gonna go down.
everything's gonna go down, pero he's gonna come for his people first.
That was like the rapture.
Que,
you know, it's
ándale,
like
que
people saying the
primero va a venir
rapture.
por su gente, and then after that like slowly but surely, of course, things are gonna start happening.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the power
Power
outages.
Yeah.
And
Outrageous.
no lo quise decir porque si no luego-
Outrageous.
Ya fue que
Prices
estoy-
are outrageous.
Well, that, and then, por ejemplo, like fire and famine. For example, like the 4 horses of
Yeah.
death, like how he said.
Yeah.
And that all is in the apocalypse of the Bible. And so I don't know. It's scary to think about, pero pues
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys obviously when like the rainforest was on fire. Like when was that? Like 2020? When there was the rainforest was like,
Like 2019, 2020,
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Around that time, like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like I think at the beginning of 2020, like the president had just bombed some guy like in literally like the beginning of the year, and then the rainforest, you know, was burning up, and like I saw there was something like related to the rainforest, like from the Bible, like there was fire spreading and stuff. Like there was kind of a verse that kind of explained what was happening that day, like to the rainforest, and it was like they're making like a comparison, like, oh, you can't tell me the Bible, like this isn't real religion and all this stuff because, you know, it's basically getting it from the Bible and putting it into real life.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lot more stuff, but you know, but for me, if it was to happen, like if the apocalypse did come, you know, like who knows what it's gonna be? Obviously, it could be war for all we know. You know, like we could just be at war, which seems more likely now more than ever. But al Walmart, mijo.
Start buying shit and everything. Start prepping yourself.
Not buying stuff. I'm gonna start robbing places, bro.
No, pues, wow.
Al Walmart. Yeah, what about you?
Save money, live better.
Yeah, ahí está. Walmart.
Well, for me, it's tough to really say because also, too, when I think about it, it's everyone in their different, like, let's say, different generations. Throughout history, there's always big stuff going on. So even people, like, let's say 100 years back, they always thought it was going to be, like, the end of days. Mm-hmm. Like, people have always thought that their time, like, their generation is going to be the end of days because there's always something big going on. And at the same time, I mean, there's also, like, big countries that are in power every, like, you know, couple 100 years, you know? And it might be just like United States, it might be their time is up, you know?
Yeah.
There might be a new country that starts, you know, what is it called? Well, yeah, be the male country, you know, the top one.
Yeah.
You know? So it's tough really to say because, like I said, I'm sure when World War II started, a lot of people thought the same thing. World War I, they thought the same thing. When the big plague, what was it?
The Black Plague.
The Black Plague, a lot of people, you know, did get wiped out, like that Spanish flu. So that's why it's tough to really say. If
Well, at
it
the
really
same time,
is going to happen. I mean,
well, it's kind of
there's
like
always
COVID, like
things
with
that
COVID,
happen.
Yeah,
you know,
I
it's
was
like
gonna
with COVID, it
say.
killed a
Yeah.
lot of people, you know, it was what is it called? What was that word? A pandemic. It was the pandemic, you know, a pandemic in the world. And it's like, we never saw it coming, you
Yeah.
know, and like stuff like that, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
No, but like I said, I feel like everyone in their own generation has always thought the same thing, you know? And like I said, in the Bible, you know, I try not to put a lot of stuff, you know? But in the Bible, it does say, like, no one knows exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
But like I said, at the same time, there is specific things that kind of can say.
points out
Yeah,
that
that can
will
point out
happen
to
or-
it.
yeah.
And then the only thing, too, is just Bible is like a lot of metaphors. You know, it's not to the point. And then
Yeah.
it got translated so many times, like
Yep.
different languages and throughout the years. So it's tough to really even know.
Like what was the
Yeah,
original was,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a game of like telephone, you know, it's like, I don't know if you guys ever played telephone, like in elementary school, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you say
Like,
something and then
and the other
it goes
person,
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
yeah, it's, you know,
Yeah. No, and that's true. Like in reality, stuff like that can happen.
well, it does, you know, it's like not like it does
Yeah,
happen,
it
you know?
happens. It happens.
It just,
But if something were about to go down, you know, for me, what I would do, you know, I watch a lot of survival movies, you know.
Man versus
I
Wild.
don't think I got a good amount of experience. No, a lot of like, you know, Walking Dead.
The Walking
The
Dead.
100.
those zombies.
The 100 was so good.
Crazy.
Yeah, the
Have you
100.
watched the 100?
I have not.
Dude, you have to watch
You need
the
to hop
100.
on.
What is it?
So
So it's
it's like
pretty-
these people who are like basically in space, right? And like they come down on Earth and well, it says no me acuerdo muy bien, pero it's like
Wall-E. You watch Wall-E before?
Yeah.
not like Wall-E.
So
Well, what if,
the 100 is basically like something happened on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Uh-huh.
Like I think they nuked the whole thing, but there was people that were, let's say, they ran off in a big ship and they left, and so over, you know, they were in space for years, like, you know, a couple of generations or something, because
Oh,
you know
yeah.
when the nukes happen, the radiation happens, right?
yeah.
Because there
So-
was something going down on Earth
Yeah.
that like nobody could come down from space like
For
in
a long
space.
time,
Yeah, for
because
a
it
really
was-
long
yeah.
time.
So it was like somewhere that were really strict. They were in a ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were really, really strict. So people that actually, like, you know, did crimes or anything like that, like younger people actually, like if they were older, and if they did a crime or anything like that, because they were supposed to be
And if they
eat a
had
certain
kids
amount,
too, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could only have like a one or two because their oxygen was limited, their food was limited.
Oh,
Because I
say the
mean, they're
supplies and
in,
stuff.
yeah, and that's why. And if you did something wrong, what they would do is they would get you out of the ship, so you don't run out of resources.
Yeah.
But the younger people, because they wanted to, the
To
younger people,
experience and see what was going
well,
on.
they wanted to still have the generation grow.
Yeah.
So the younger people, what they would do instead of actually like getting them out the ship, like into space, and dying, they would be like incarcerated in the ship. But what they did was, at first, it's called the 100 because there was I believe
100
it's 100
people, yeah.
people that they sent out to Earth because the thing was around time. It was time that they sent those to Earth, and they were gonna see if Earth was basically safe.
So
That's what
basically,
they
it's
were,
just like
they were
Wall-E.
like rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were basically like I
Yeah,
told you.
isn't it just like Wally? Because like,
Yeah.
well, obviously when that like in Wally,
Yeah,
movie,
so
it's like
basically-
the plant was growing, so that's when they
Yeah.
knew it was like it's good. you
Yeah,
know?
But
and
they
that
went
was the
through a
same
lot
thing.
while they were down there because you would see a lot of different, por ejemplo, like, what are those guys like?
Well, what
Aliens?
ended up happening? No, not really. So that ended up happening was that there was actually people already on Earth. Different. I don't like different people that let's say already had landed there, or also too that they survived the actual radiation.
Like cavemen,
Yeah.
all that
So
stuff.
it looks weird at the beginning. They're like they survive, like it's safe to actually breathe and everything now. But at the same time, it's also they went back to like let's say prehistoric stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause,
ándale,
yeah, it's prehistoric because, like I said, everything got, their technology and everything got wiped out.
Yeah.
With the nukes and stuff.
So
But anyways, that's a good movie to watch.
it's a
Episode,
show, no,
yeah,
it's a
TV
show, no,
episode.
yeah, it's a
yeah,
show.
TV show.
Yeah, but like I said, I do watch a lot of survival movies. The Walking Dead.
The
so I'm
Walking
ready
Dead
for
is
that
cool,
too.
though, yeah. I'm ready. Zombie apocalypse? I'm there.
Yeah. And the thing here, like I said, we live in the mountains. So that's a good advantage that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not that many natural disasters that can happen around here.
What about Yellowstone, though?
No, pues así no chingamos.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, eso sí, pues yeah, we can't really do nothing because it'll wipe out like half the United States. Unless we go to Tokyo.
Pues who knows? Maybe it's even worse over there because it's
Yeah.
a city.
Pack your bags. Let's go.
No,
Tomorrow.
but I think, what is it called? Yellowstone? Yeah, the Yellowstone is because of volcano and it's going to wipe out like
Yeah.
have here. We're close to it, I think.
It would hit us, like,
Yeah.
right away.
Over there, it's more of what is it called? Like what killed out the dinosaurs. Like there's going to be a lot of ash.
El smoke
Yeah.
and all the...
We can survive all there. So it won't kill us right away.
No, it's just crazy. It's like the thing that was crazy to me was like right after like everything came out, like the movie, the Left Behind. It was just like obviously I think that people know, people that are in power, they know it's like something is like coming.
Yeah. And it's also
Like,
like
why-
a sign if you think about it, because why would they bring that movie out?
It's like what
like-
and the thing is like who was it, Barack Obama? Didn't he direct it or like write it or something? He scripted.
Oh, he was
I
like a
heard
main.
something
He was
like
like one of the main
that, yeah.
guys in
yeah,
that movie.
and so like he was the president. So it's like
Yeah. No,
'Cause
and I
it
think
was-
they
'cause it
commented
was-
on something like they knew too much or something like that. Like I
Like,
think
tell me what you
Michelle
know.
was the thing that she said was like something that she didn't like is that she knew too much. Because they are shown like classified stuff.
yeah, that's true. You don't think that well, what's weird to me is like no president in time, now that I'm thinking of it, is like has ever exposed the government for anything. Do you think that like if they
Well,
do
they
that,
killed-
you think it's
they
like you think
killed,
maybe you think that's why?
It's like anybody who really knows like more into depth and
Like,
everything.
well, obviously, like,
There's
classified
another.
stuff.
There's another conspiracy. I don't know if I should say it right now. or
about
not.
what?
Aliens.
And
And the president.
Yeah, I
the
believe
president?
it.
Huh?
Aliens and the president?
Yeah.
And the president.
Like what?
You want me to say it? Should I say it?
Yeah, you should.
All right. So.
'Cause it all kind of just falls into place
yeah,
if you think
it falls
about it
onto
with
this.
like the elite
Yeah.
people and
So, what's the president? What's the president that got sniped?
JF Kennedy?
Yeah, JF Kennedy. Anyways, guys, so JF Kennedy, I think he was like a controversial, like let's say, president, and a lot of people they say it's an inside job. Like that people in the United States, killed him because they were like against, what he was gonna say.
what he was doing.
Yeah, and there's a conspiracy theory that basically he was gonna leak out that basically they were gonna expose, like, let's say aliens invasion, but it was gonna be all false. Like, it wasn't gonna be like real, but they were gonna make that happen. But they wanted to make like a whole, like, one world, like, one power in the world. Because if you think about it, the only thing that separates us from like other countries is because we're different, like, cultures, languages, things like that. But the only thing that can unite it is if you're against a different species.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they would do what they were trying to do is like, there's a big conspiracy going on that in order for the world, like the humans, to be all one under one power, is if alien invasion happens. Because you're going against a different species.
Yeah.
And the only thing that'll unite us is that we're all human.
Yeah.
You're like, what
We're
the heck is
fighting
going
a
on?
whole
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
species. And they said like he already kind of knew about it. Like, this was planning a lot going on. And I think that's when a lot of the UFO sightings were going down. And like, he was gonna expose something like that, and that's when they killed him. They said they killed him for the
Yeah.
silence,
Yeah.
because he wanted to
'Cause he was
expose that
gonna-
to
yeah.
the world.
Because he knew too much, basically. He wanted to do
Well,
something
he
about
was
it.
he was willing to, like,
Yeah, he was
expose
gonna-
it.
yeah.
Like other people, like, I'm sure they told a lot, but
And that's what really happens in reality. Like, too much, for example, like with the submarine and stuff too. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Like, the submarine that went down to the ocean and stuff, and they ended up killing, and all these people died and stuff because the guy who was talking about it, he talked too much. And so they killed him.
The Ocean Gate?
Yeah, ándale. Yeah, that's what it is.
The guy that built the freaking submarine out of like Home Depot parts?
I think so,
and an
yeah.
Xbox.
And an Xbox controller, that guy?
Yeah, they kill all those people that know everything. And it's true. Like, it's
Well-
really true. Like, you know too much and you speak too much, and the government's like out to get
Well,
you.
so like with that guy, I don't know. I think he was just kind of dumb. The dude,
No,
man. So, dude, no manches, dude. You're gonna.
He took a Honda Civic.
Yeah, dude.
He sent a garage built Honda Civic to the ocean.
Not like for that
But like,
guy.
no, I'm saying like
yeah.
in general though.
No,
like,
like,
you know too
so-
much, you speak too much, and it's like the government is like.
So
yo.
like, there's been a couple of. I can't remember. I saw a video on it, but it
I
was
saw
actually
TikTok.
a YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no más TikTok leave.
Yeah.
It was a YouTube short.
no. But it was like there was basically a story about this guy that he had built a car that runs off water, and then he leaked it. He's like showing it like on YouTube because TikTok. It was like back in the day, TikTok wasn't a thing. He was posting on YouTube and wherever he could, and then he went missing. Because people were like, and then like a conspiracy theory came out, like people were coming up with was that they took this guy because he knew too much. He obviously they make a lot of money from all this stuff. But if you get a car that runs off water, it's like you're gonna lose a lot of money.
Well, the main reason, like, if you think about it, the people that have the most money, it's oil. It's the oil, like,
Yeah.
everything. Like, the richest people, like Saudi Arabia, the reason that they, like, full of wealth is because they have oil supply. And that's one of the biggest things that people, like, are fighting off.
Yeah,
Like, it's
the
oil,
oil fields,
supplies. Yeah, it's oil supplies all around the world. And if he would have made that technology and let it be public, they would have lost so much money. Like,
money,
everything would have changed upside down.
Well, what's crazy about that? Now that you say that,
Yeah.
there was something that I read. I can't remember what article it was, and it was a while ago. It was probably like last year that it was saying within a certain amount of years that water was going to be the most expensive resource, and it was going to go over oil. That water was going to be more valuable than anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that.
And then, I mean, I'll have to find the article and like maybe we'll do something. But I was like, better start stocking up on the water now. No, but the crazy thing is too is now that I remember is there was people in power that were buying a whole bunch of land with water rights, with water on it. Now that I do remember, at that time when they released that article, that there was like, yeah, there was a lot of people buying.
Aquí valiendo madres, dude.
There's a lot of lakes around here. We gotta start.
With the Jose Cuervo.
No, it's just crazy. It's just
We gotta build a cave right next to the lake,
It's just a lot of people in power. They just know things way ahead, and obviously they keep
What's
that
like-
stuff like classified, and it's like
It's like money is power, you know. If you don't have money, if you don't have nothing, then
All right, guys, if you guys want to donate, make us every $10 they use. The more you guys send out, we'll rank
help you
to
guys on that water
the wealth, and then we'll expose everything.
oh no.
Luis for president.
We'll
Yeah,
buy
send
it
it.
Oh no.
in
guys.
Mexico only. Not qualified for here.
No,
Any
Who says? Just kidding.
the government.
the government. I don't know. It's just everything is just like even like with like all the alien stuff too. It's like how they released all those files and stuff. You know, it's like it's been happening forever, and they try to cover it up, but then they're like, oh yeah, you know what? We're just gonna give all the files.
Well,
to
it's
you.
crazy because they started like leaking stuff out. You know, they was always hidden, and they started leaking stuff out. No one cared if you think about it.
Well,
like,
you think it's
a lot of
because
people
like
never.
you think it's because like hackers and stuff, people that like you know get into the system more now. You think that because there's been a lot more leaks now than like obviously when they didn't have as much technology.
I was gonna say a lot of people have morals, and like also like let's say they have morals, beliefs, and everything. Like there's people that probably I'm sure they get exposed to like that information, and they want to be like hide. They have a genuine heart,
Yeah.
and they want to regardless of like whatever
Happens.
will happen to them, they still want to
Help or be
expose
that-
yeah,
yeah.
expose like bring it into the light.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of stuff like that has been happening. Like, later on there's people that, they say they can't. And then now it's harder to, like, let's say back then they didn't have that technology to put your opinions, to everyone. Back then, you could, it's basically you're telling a town and that town's going to tell another town,
Yeah.
But now with the technology we have, like, you put something on TikTok, it'll
Boom.
start getting
Yeah.
a ton of views, right away if it's something valuable, like.
Top 10 trending.
Yeah, and people will start they could even if they take that original video out, they could still save it and then repost it on elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the power like of TikTok. Like it starts getting people, something could go viral even if they try to hide it,
Yeah.
because once it's out, it's out. But now that you're saying that, imagine with the power outreach.
No. And it's
The power-
no, like it's so
No,
crazy.
but imagine that.
because it's
That's
like,
a good like.
and you
that
know
will
that they've
cut off
been
the technology.
saying, like they've been saying, I don't know if you guys have actually seen and stuff, but they've been saying that supposedly sometime in April it's gonna happen.
In
We
April.
will be
It's
posting later.
some-
guys.
yes, I
Hey.
don't know. Decent. I'm not. Who am I? I ain't no fucking scientist or nothing or
Hey, dude,
whatever the fuck.
Hopefully my taxes hit before the power outage. Hopefully they hit my bank account before.
But moves to
Well,
Japan.
your bank account is digital, dude. Good luck.
Damn. Well, before just so that I could pull the money out,
know.
before April, and then after April passes, it
But
goes
like,
back in.
think about it. Like, what would you actually do? Like,
Well,
sin,
look.
sin luz ni nada, because it's like like we get day and night, but fully dark, no nothing,
Like at night
having
and
to
stuff.
live with like, por ejemplo, like prender velas, like and everything. Like, what the heck do you do?
Would be like with that, just communication, like in general,
And like no Wi-Fi, no service, no nothing. Like,
Well, I think the biggest thing is communication, because that's what they would cut. Like if that's were to
Cut off
happen,
first.
communication would be one of the biggest things that they could
yeah,
cut off. Because like in reality, something could be going down. You have no idea where you're living, and because in reality. You could still do candles and everything to live with, but you don't know
What's going on
something-
outside, yeah.
something else that's going on.
That
Qué miedo.
that would be the craziest thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like is say that the power outage. The
Mira,
power.
mira,
no.
Ah,
el
¿verdad?
segundo de nosotros, pero mira tú.
No, you
Take a
can
shower
say
now.
no. The power outage.
That deserves a
No,
shot.
the
Yeah,
power
party
outage.
foul.
Dun, dun, dun.
Party foul right there.
Hey, what about you when you said outrage?
Un Yakult.
Te lo voy
Otro
a-
Yakult, otro Yakult.
Yeah. No, but with the power outage,
Dios, con Dalolilo.
pinche Luis.
Ándale.
Fondo. Mejor me callo porque ahorita me vas a decir que me tome un shot. I'll take one with you just because,
But
I
anyways,
will
It's
be
what I was
because the
saying-
saying.
viewers they commented, we're
yeah,
not
they've
taking
been
They
no
telling
keep-
me
shots,
like, hey, where
We
the
don't take no
shots, where
shots.
this, where
yeah.
that.
Pero
So we gotta stay
Juan,
true,
if you're seeing this video, this shot for you specifically, my
Pues,
homie.
Tampoco no hemos I still want to live after, you know. I still got stuff to do.
Ya me las acaba.
You guys cook me up.
No, but with that power, I would just people think that like that's when war would start because there's no communication to anybody,
Well, yeah.
and you know you like here where we live, it's small, small, and we wouldn't know anything that's happening outside of us, and that's I feel like goes for everybody wherever they live, if it was to happen, and then it would just be just difficult because a lot of people rely on what we have now. We were raised with a whole bunch of everything around us, technology and stuff. But who knows? It's just if it does happen, because they were saying that there was like it's caused by like solar flares. or something.
Yeah, something with the solar flare that's gonna happen. That it's gonna.
Yeah, every
cause
couple of years,
everything
there's like
to-
this big solar flare that could, like, tends to like go out, and that could wipe down, like, let's say the communication of the internet, and it'll be down for a few
Hours or so.
No, it's months.
It's what months?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, what you think? One day?
Just an hour. Just an hour.
No, because
It's just like, damn, I only gotta buy like 3 candles,
Damn.
Para unos 12
I'll be
días.
good. I'll be good.
no, because there was because they categorize them and how serious they are. It's like 1 through 6, just like hurricanes. It's like they categorize 1 through whatever, and that's how they were categorizing them as. And then they were saying that this one that was coming in April, that it was like going to be like one of the bigger ones. It was like in the middle, a little bit, one step up from the middle, probably like a 4 or a 5, maybe.
I heard it was gonna be pretty big.
I don't know, but who knows? But then the guy, how you guys said, it does last for a minute.
What would you guys do? Like if it were to happen? Like
Shit, I grew up in El Rancho, so
Oh my God, here we go.
I'll be good.
not the rancho.
It was pretty common not to have power here and there.
But fuck.
Yeah.
No, I just
The only thing that sucked is like, you gotta go, si te tienes que bañar en la cubeta, that sucks.
Yo así me bañaba mi mamá. En
pues,
una cubetita.
That's the only bad part.
No había fucking nothing. Calentaba la pinche agua en la.
El boiler.
En el ya.
I
Oh
remember,
no,
dude, I
guys.
lived in El Rancho, dude. I remember putting one in the boiler before going to take a shower.
putting what?
There's a boiler, and you would put
yeah.
like fire
Yeah,
to heat up the water.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, well, I thought you said something. I thought you said something else.
No.
I get you because my mom was the rancho, so. No, I get you.
Nah, but like I said, like the good thing is like where we live, it's a good, like rich of like natural
We're a little
resources.
bit more secluded.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
secluded. It's natural resources, but at the same time too, what I was thinking now that we were talking about all this and that,
But if everybody wants to come over here,
well, a lot of people probably would, but we know the space more. Like we're more adapt to this place, and then also too, because even us just being in the elevation, like I don't know if you had like family members or that came from out of state.
Yeah.
And they even like have complained about like the altitude because
Yeah.
it really
It
is.
happens
makes
all
a big
the time.
difference. Even like
They're low in
athletes.
oxygen.
Yeah,
they're
even
everything,
athletes.
everything.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
like with athletes and everything, they say it's kind of like hard for them to like compete around the Denver area.
yeah, that is true. Because there's a couple of times when like in sports and stuff, like especially in football, I've seen people like on the side with their oxygen masks on, trying to get oxygen.
Or the little oxygen tanks that
Yeah,
they sell.
the little ones at the gas station. Well,
Yeah.
no, but that is true. Whoever made that dude is
Pretty genius.
yeah, dude.
I guess I never tried
Comes
it.
it comes. I mean, not for me, but it comes
Yeah,
in
that's-
clutch for other people for sure.
But anyways, I got a little sidetrack, guys. The thing that I was gonna point out is, you guys know the warning they put out on your phone. It was like a test. We were together.
Oh yeah.
That one
I
time
do.
it
I
happened.
do remember.
Yeah.
It was
You
like
know that?
it was a national test, like on your phone, like a warning on
Yeah.
your phone.
What?
It was
got
in
it?
a
No,
Oh, you're screwed.
yeah.
I'm out here clueless, and you guys already know what the fuck
No,
is
because we
happening.
worked together.
You gotta
huh?
update your phone or something.
No, because I think we were
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we were doing I think an episode
behave.
of the podcast or something.
no,
I
no, no.
can't-
We were in Denver.
We were
At the airport?
No,
Ah, just
no,
kidding.
No, I do remember because it was all over like the internet. It was like, oh, on this day at this time, it's gonna everybody's gonna get a
You never got a test? Your phone never
Dude,
said. It was like an
no.
Amber alert. It was like
Yeah,
an
it was
Amber
like- yeah, it
alert,
was
but
like
it was
an
like
Amber Alert,
national
yeah.
security.
like national, like around the world.
Yeah.
No.
U.S.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, maybe who
Me
knows?
voy a morir,
Who knows?
okay?
Maybe
You did some
we're-
flip phone, okay?
A BlackBerry.
who knows? Maybe she was updating her phone or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever got anything. I don't know.
not
I'm
fair.
being like,
No,
no,
it's not
like
fair.
actually, low cap. Like, that's why I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking
No,
about?
yeah, it was like all over. Like,
No joke. Like on my mom's life,
No.
dude. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Because imagine something like that happens. Like, you're just going to get a warning on your phone, like, oh, guys, something's going on. And then power outage.
yeah.
Give me a little.
Yeah. That's
You
what I
guys
was
better
thinking
come
right
look
now.
for me. Just kidding. You're like
Aquí
you're
está,
like the
todo
least
chido,
person I'm gonna look for.
Damn, dude.
She's going to be listening to her music and everything all loud.
Like
Everything's going
all
on.
the chaos going on, and I'm out here like do 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 do.
Oh my god.
The little Mario music.
There's just a lot of things in this world that are like you don't know.
It's a hard. It's like it's a hard 50-50 to say. Like I don't know.
You got the apocalypse, you got war, you have freaking the rapture and everything, like everything. Dude. You have power outages.
But yeah, like I said, I feel like it's happened multiple times, like throughout the years, you know? Like there's something always been going on.
Yeah. History just
That's up
repeats
to really
itself.
Yeah, there's like a theory that, you know, history's just going to keep on repeating itself.
But who knows?
Ay, no, qué miedo.
Anyways, guys, I had a question for you guys.
Ay, a ver.
Have you guys ever been arrested?
Qué feo. Qué feo.
Qué feo.
Es que me dijo mi
De
mamá.
todas las preguntas
Mi
que
mamá me
pudiste
dijo
haber
que tenía que
preguntado,
preguntar
preguntas eso. No.
sí, para saber si
Is
if
your
I can
mom
hang
watching
out
this?
with you guys. Of course.
Dude, no.
My number one fan.
I love that.
All right. Pues, I'll let you go first. Luis.
Me? I mean, I was kind of close, guys, but like, you know, I was crossing the border, you know, I had like a big K9, you know, like he was sniffing me and everything, but you know, it was
Was
good.
the canine you or the dog?
Oh no.
No, I've been a good kid, you know, bad city. Shout out to Kendrick. But I have never been arrested or anything. I got a lot of tickets. Warnings too. Shout out to the cops here in the area. They give me a lot of warnings.
sponsor
you know.
me.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, you know.
I'm dead.
But it was mostly cars and stuff like that, you know. A little speedy here and there, a little tilly here and there. Little banners in the car here and there. But we've been good.
It's like small stuff. It just tickets
yeah,
stuff.
I've been a
Algo
nice kid.
tranqui, algo tranqui.
No, dude.
Yeah.
For me,
Tell me, Angel.
so
Have
for
you ever
me,
been arrested?
yeah, I have been arrested. So in high school, obviously, you know, you live and you learn.
Desde niño.
You live and you learn.
El escuincle.
No, so where my dad lives, trailer park. It's like you park on the side of the street, and then I guess they boot you. They put a boot on your car. So I went to his house to go drop off money because I wasn't living with him at the time. I was gonna go drop off money for like my car insurance.
Yeah.
So I parked right there on the side of the road, and I'm like, oh, I'm just go in, go out. I was literally in there for like 5 minutes, dude, maybe less than that. I go in, I'm like, oh, here's the money. You know, I grabbed like a Gatorade or something, and then I was just talking with him, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bank deposit. I'm like, okay. He went out first before me. I went to go grab the drink, and then he came back in, and he's like, oh, you have a boot on your car. I'm like, he's playing with me, you know, like I've been here for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
I don't
I'm like,
fuck you lie.
yeah, I'm like, there's no way. And there's no way they can come that fast and put the boot on my car and then
Hey, bro, they were watching you. huh?
dude, there's something. But I go out
They knew where
there,
the bully was at.
dude. I went out there, the boot on my car, and then they're like, oh, you gotta pay like $200, and I'm like, man, fuck these $200. So I jacked the car up. I jacked the car up. I took my wheel off with the boot on it. I took it to the backyard. I put the angle grinder to it, cut it right off. I cut the boot off, and then I went to go put it. I was like, oh, I'll go put it back on my car. So I went to go put the wheel back on my car, and when I was putting the wheel back on, there was a guy driving up, right? And he was looking at me funny, and I was like, okay, whatever. I put it on. 2 minutes later, the guys that put the boot on my car originally, skirt, up right there, pulled up, and they put another boot on the car.
No.
On the
You didn't
front-
stop him?
and the-
already
what do you want me to do?
Fight him off, bro.
So they put another boot on the car, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna call the cops, this and that." And I was like, "All right, whatever. You know, what's done is done." They're like, the boot is literally cut in half. I can't do nothing about it. So,
I would have cut the other one too, dude.
well, they're already there, so they were waiting.
And
And
you
then
would have cut their business, bro.
Yeah,
no,
I
just
guess
so
that was how you
no,
made
dude,
it.
okay, so this is the worst part, dude. So whatever, the cop came, he took me to jail, well, not jail, but he booked me. I got arrested, he booked me, and then they towed the car, they charged me for two boots, like $400 because they put one on the rear, and then when they pulled up again, they put another one on the front. So they charged me for two.
Oh, so they didn't even charge you for
No,
the cutting?
and then they charged me for the actual boot that I cut off.
How much was that?
Dude, it was like
sucks, dude. Like $1,000?
no, hell no.
More?
It was more. I think it was like
Damn.
$2,400.
Should have bought one on eBay. Right?
$2,400, dude. I think it was like $2,000 for the actual boot, and then like $400 for $200 for each like boot that they put on.
Yeah.
And no, I lied. It was $2,500 because then I had to go pay the tow bill and the storage that to get my car out.
Yeah.
Yeah, que feo. That's my story.
Manches.
Did the compound like an ox?
The what?
Did you play like a song? The
Hell no.
ox?
I'm lost up.
Yeah.
Won't let me out. Nah, dude, that was crazy.
You guys crack me up.
What about you? Have you ever been arrested?
Dude, I have.
A ver.
You know?
Let me say, I'm not proud of this.
Tell me about
alright?
it.
I'm not proud. I'm definitely not proud, okay? Because first, it was on my mom's birthday. My grandma. Shout out to my grandma because she's the one that raised me. Pero, dude, no manches, no. That's the one thing that I don't think I'll ever be proud of because sentí bien feo, especially because it was on my mom's birthday. So basically how it happened, so my brother's wife's sister, it was her 15 años. And so at the time I was working at the restaurant and stuff, and he's like, oh, like, are you guys coming? Like, blah, blah, blah. My grandma didn't show up because, like, I think she couldn't. But I went with one of my friends. I was like, oh, like, let's go, vamos. And it was in Rifle, in El Imperio. And I was like, yeah, pues fuck it, let's go. And at the time, like, I had my first car. I had my BMW and stuff. And I was like, I was, like, living the dream, happy and shit. My car and stuff. I was 18. I was about to be 19 in September because it happened on August 11th. Me acuerdo muy bien. And so after the 15, we went to, like, a little after party and stuff. And, like, where we were, it was private property. So it's, like, an exit before getting to Rifle, like, where the Rifle airport is and stuff. And so we were all drinking, smoking weed and, like, just doing hooligan things.
When you're young, you're over there
And-
partying it up. You don't.
And that, like,
He was
little,
doing the devil's lettuce.
That devil's
pues,
lettuce.
te vale madre todo.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
having fun. You're,
Well,
whatever.
when you're young,
You got a
like
BMW, you know?
Yeah, pues, me valía madres. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah.
me valía
Well, no, when you're
madres,
younger,
you know?
yeah, you're like,
como dicen,
you
you
live
live and you
yeah,
learn.
you literally, when you're younger, dude, you don't
Y
care.
pues yeah, whatever. Like, and then I remember, like, we were all just drinking and stuff. We were playing beer pong. We were getting down and stuff. And then I think the guy that owned the house, he's like, oh, like, the cops are, like, down there waiting, but they couldn't go up because it was private property, And so we were like, okay, like, and I was, like, driving, and I was like, pues, fuck it. Like, we'll wait, like, 2-3 hours. And so I waited the 2-3 hours. And then as we were coming down, and so on my BMW, I had, like, one of those cop detectors.
Yeah.
Like, if the cop was near you, like, it would start beeping. But then, like, en ese entonces, with my ex-best friend, I was with her and stuff, and then I was with another friend. And as soon as we were leaving, everybody was like, oh, like, yo, give me a ride. And I was like, ah, su madre. And I had, like, 10 fucking people lined up, and I was like, fuck, like, I can only take so many, But yo acá, pinches mexicanadas, I was like, let's beaner pack the car.
Shove them
People
in
in the
there.
And
trunk.
so,
Yeah, dude.
So I had two
You were smuggling people.
I had 2 people in the trunk.
Oh god.
I had 6 people in
Human
the
trafficking.
Dude.
I had 6 people in the back, and then I had 2 people in the
Like the passenger
in the
seat?
passenger seat, and I was the one driving.
Oh my god.
And so I was like, fuck. Y pues yo, like, pues en ese well, I don't smoke weed anymore, but en ese entonces, pues I was smoking weed and, like, I was drinking. Ya se me había bajado la peda because I had smoked, like, I did, like, a few bong rips, and so it was like, nah, pues todo chido, I'm good. Coming down the hill and everything, all good. And as soon as I was about to take that exit heading to Rifle, because, like, all my friends, we were going to go to another after party after that. Todavía acá bien rebelde, ¿no? And my thing starts beeping, and I'm like, fuck. And I was like, there was a cop driving behind me, followed me all the way to Rifle, and I told and I was like, I wasn't drunk anymore, but I was pretty, like, I was tipsy, you know? And I was like, I was high. Ni para qué mentir, And so we got to Rifle and stuff, and you know how, like, there's 2 ways you can go towards Rifle? Towards McDonald's where Walmart is, and towards, like, the come and go where all the trailers and all that other stuff is. So I was like, fuck, like, pues, ¿a dónde voy? And, like, you know those light posts? As, like, you're coming into a rifle, like, they're all, like, literally on the street. And I was like, fuck, pues, like, everybody get down and stuff. And, like, well, pues, también keep in mind, like, in my car, like, I smoked weed and, like, everything.
Yeah.
We were all drinking, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And so I told my friends, I was like, pues, where do I turn? Where do I turn? And they're like, no, like, take her right here. Like, before you would turn onto the stoplight before going to come and go. And since I had 2 people on the passenger seat, pues, ya cuando iba dando vuelta, el policía, like, he was already turning around. I was like, oh, like, pues, phew, ya la libré, ¿no? Que no veo el pinche stop sign. I was like, fuck. And my friend is like, there's a stop. Y yo ahí frenándole. And I was like, fuck, I stopped. And the cop had already turned around. And I was like, fuck. Y pues yo con tanta gente en el carro y con... We had like Sverka bottles. I had my pipe. We had bong, like everything, ¿no? Y pues yo no sé por qué, like, me paniqué, like, me apendejé and everything.
You ran full out GTA.
Yeah, like, some GTA shit going down right now, you know?
Oh my.
And so, like, so it's like you were turning. Like, there's, like, a turn before you get to the semáforo before come and go. And so I went, didn't stop. Y que veo que la policía se da la vuelta. And I was like, fuck. Y que, like, I fucking speed up. I speed up and I speed up and I speed up. And then I go into an alley. And I parked the car and the cop is, like, behind me. And I was like, everybody get off. And I don't know why I panicked. Y yo también corrí con ellos. I panicked so bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. And we ran. And I remember, like, people went this way. People went that way.
All over, yeah.
All over the place. And at that time, pues, estaba en unos 15 años. Like, tenía heels. And I had a shirt. Oh my God, guys. You guys could already imagine the worst. And so I was coming down a hill. My heel broke.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, my God. I fell to the floor. My knees were scraped. Everything, like, was bleeding. Everything. I had fumbled on the ground. And I was like, no, pues, ya me chingué, you know? And I was like, the cops are going to find me. No. They didn't find me. I went. I still hid. And I don't know why the fuck I was hiding. Because, first of all, I was the one driving the fucking car. And I left my ID. I left everything. Everything was left in the car. And I remember, like, I was like, oh, shit, I was leaving. And I was like, oh, fuck, I have people in the trunk. And, like, I go.
Oh, my God.
You left them in the trunk.
No. I went back and I was like, les abrí la trunk. I was like, get out. The cops are coming. Dude, so, like, no. Lo más feo.
Dude, they're probably chilling
pues,
in there.
No, dude, deadass. Like, they were, like, literally waiting. They're like, what's going on? I was like, the cops are coming. They're like, oh, shit, que se salen
like,
en
yo,
chinga,
No,
dude. Y pues, yo, like, I ran and I had cuts and everything. And pues, I had heels. I had no socks. I had nothing. I was just walking down the hill, rocks, gravel, everything. And I was like, fuck. Y fui y me escondí abajo de una camioneta. And I left the car. Like, I literally left the car there. Everything was locked. And I think the only thing I had with me was the key. And so I waited like an hour and I was like, fuck. Y pues obviamente, like, when you're drunk and you're like high, you're like, a veces like, bueno, no sé yo, you know, but I was 19, I was a little dumb, you know. Y pues, no sé, me apendejé. And so then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? I was like, obviamente, then I thought about it. I sobered up on the quick. And so I was like, fuck, pues, like, obviamente they're going to know, like, whose car it was and everything, you know, like, regardless if I was, you know, if I was hiding. I was like, me va a ir peor. And so I called everybody. I called my brother. I called my dad. I called my tío. I called everybody. Nadie me contestó. I was like, pues para acabarla de chingar, you know. I was like,
5 in the morning.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5 in the morning. Why aren't they answering?
No, and it was that time. It was like around 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And I was like, ya valí madres. And I was like, no le quería marcar a mi mamá because I was like, fuck, ahorita me va a rayar la madre mi jefita. And so I was like, pues, fuck it. What do I do, you know? I called my mom and I was like, and I didn't have my phone. I left my phone in the car and I had my friend's phone, my ex-best friend's phone with me. And so then I call and my mom answers and she's like, bueno. And I was like, ama. And she's like, and she thought it was my brother. Because my brother would always get into trouble. Like my mom would always my brother would always get into trouble. So my mom thought it was him. And I was like, ma, like, no, like, she said my brother's name. I was like, no, ma, like, it's Viviana. And she's like, ¿qué pasó, mija? And I was like, ma, I was shit scared. Like, I was so scared hiding under this car. I don't know, like, I just panicked, you know, like, I panicked completely. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Y pues en ese entonces también, like, I had just moved out and everything. I was 18. Like, my grandma was super strict. She would never let me do anything. She would, like, never, ever. Like, si salía, que te quiero aquí a las 7 de la noche.
Ay,
Ma, like, el 15 apenas empezó. Me vale madres. Like, te quiero aquí. And I was like, pues, fuck. So I had moved out and everything. Y pues, you know, I went a little crazy. Like, I partied. I didn't care. And so I think that's, like, what had happened. And when I called her and I was like, Mom, like, I was hiding under the truck acá, yo toda acá acostada, and I was like, Mom, like, I need help. ¿Qué pasó, mija? ¿Dónde estás? Mom, like, this and this happened. Pinche chamaca. She's like, mija, she's like, ¿estás bien? And I was like, no sé, ma. And I kept telling her, I was like, Mom, I'm so scared. And I was scared. I was honestly so scared, you know, because, you know, growing up Latino, whatever it is, like, te panicas, you know? And so then after that, like, she's like, a ver, le voy a marcar a tu tío a ver qué podemos hacer. And as soon as I hung up on the phone with her, like, the cops had already been roaming around the area to see, like, who had been running away, like, who was missing, like, who was hiding and stuff. Y me acuerdo antes, before I had hid into the truck, there was, like, a little shed from a house. And there was firewood, there was a bunch of things, and I had hid there. And I heard the cops coming, y pues yo me paniqué, and I left, and I went under the truck. And I was hiding under the truck. Y pues ya le dije a mi mamá, I was like, Ma, I was like, si me pasa algo, like, te quiero mucho. Yo acá la más sentimental, you know, I was like,
Ya la
Ma, like,
mataron.
that's literally what I thought, you know. I was like, Ma, like, I love you. And I had told her, I was like, fuck. And, like, I felt so bad because I knew her birthday was, like, the next day. And I was like, fuck, ya la regué, you know. And so then, después de eso, the cops found me. And they're like, oh, like, please step under the vehicle. Dude, as soon as I stepped under the vehicle, I had 10, I shit you guys not, I had 10 guns aiming at me. I had a red dot right here on my forehead. I had everything, and I was like,
Rifle
oh, shit. Rifle PD for you. Rifle PD for you. Y pues, I was 18, you know, and I was like, I was fucking scared.
Yeah.
I was scared, you know. I was like, I've never had that many fucking arms, nothing pointing at you, you know. Y pues, sí se paniquea uno, you know. Like, obviously, they're not going to do anything, pero pues también uno nunca sabe.
Yeah.
And so then, pues, like I told you, keep in mind, I had no shoes, I had, like, my heel. No sé dónde quedaron mis pinches zapatillas, pero quedaron allá por el monte tirados,
The
¿no?
Cinderella story.
Ahí a ver si lo encuentran, pues ahí me regresan la pinche zapatilla, but...
To this day.
To this day, they're trying to find you.
And so, and, like, well, that time, like, I was wearing jeans, I was wearing heels, and then I had a shirt, kind of like this, but it was, like, a little tank top, and it was, like, falling. And so when the cops came, they were like, oh, like, you know, like, place your hands behind. Like, I ni peleé ni nada. I was like, you know what, pues ya la cagué, you know. I was like, pues ya chingue.
She was about to.
And so they're like, oh, like, you're under arrest. And they started reading me my Miranda rights, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then I had asked, I was like, oh, like, can I please get a female cop? Because, like, my shirt was falling down, like, literally falling down. Like, you could, everything, you know? And so one of the cops who arrested me, he was, like, completely being racist. Like, 100%, like, right off the bat being racist. Y pues ya en ese entonces, pues ya se me había bajado la peda, lo marihuana, like, everything. Like, I was full conscious, you know, and I was barefoot, like, I didn't have socks, nothing. And I was like, I understand, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm being cooperative with you. Like, can I please get a female cop to pull up my shirt? No. And I was like, can I please get a female cop? And then, at that time, when I was in college, I was studying psychology and criminal justice. And, like, you go into depth a little bit of the law and everything. So I kind of knew, like, my rights and, like, everything. And I was like, I'm asking you, like, nicely, you know, like, can you please give me a female cop? No. He handcuffed me. Like, he didn't care. Like, he did not care whatsoever. He grabbed me. Y pues at the same time, I was like, ni cómo ponerme sangrona ni mamona, because after all that happened and me hiding, I was like, pues, you know, whatever. Pero when he grabbed me by the shoulder, and he grabbed me so tight. And I remember, y yo me acuerdo que me quedé con el moretón a week after of how hard he was grabbing me. And I did kind of get traumatized after a while because, like, me agarró así bien feo, pulled my hands, everything, and I was like, can I please get a female? Because, like, guys, like, not to, like, you know, be explicit or anything, but my shirt was falling, including, like, my bra, whatever, it was falling. And I was like, I really need a female cop. Like, can you please? Le valió madres. He put my hands behind my back, tied the handcuffs, dude. I swear, like, I started losing circulation to to like my hands, and I was like, fuck this, and I was like, can I please, like, can you loosen him up a bit? And he's like, no, no, no. And I was like, I'm being cooperative with you. And yo todavía le dije, I was like, I know what I did, everything. Like, I messed up. Like, I'm sorry, you know, like, I take full responsibility. But, like, can you please give me a female cop? Like, that's my right. Like, please. Didn't care. And I felt so harassed. I felt so harassed when I tell you that he grabbed me by the shirt right here, still touched me a little bit, and put my shirt up. And I was like, whatever. Y yo acá llorando y llorando, y tenía mi phone in the back. And I don't know why I thought I didn't have my phone. When I had told you guys, I thought I had my friend's phone. I had another thing in the pocket, pero pues yo también, o sea, yo no sentía, y pues el putazo que me había dado and everything. And I called my mom and I was crying. I was like, Mom, like, please, like, do anything, like, me quiero ir de aquí. But at the time, I had already felt so harassed. I don't know, like, it's something simple, but as a girl, like, when you're being touched and you're being grabbed a certain way, you're just like, no, you know?
Yeah.
And so then, like, I asked him again. I was like, can I please get a female cop? Like, I don't want to talk to you. He was being so racist. I already had, like, 10 guns, like, aiming at me, like, fucking crazy and shit. And I remember I was like, can you please loosen him up? Boom. Slams me against the cop car, dude.
Dude, I would have been like, yep, you got a lawsuit coming,
Slams
buddy.
Slams me against the cop car. And I was like, yo, like, please be gentle. He's like, oh, you think I'm going to be gentle after this? And blah, 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 blah. Like, you're running from us. And I told him, and I was crying, dude. Like, I had tears in my eyes. And I was like, I understand. Like, I'm being cooperative with you, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I was like, but can I please get a female cop? And then, like, as soon as that happened, another cop was pulling up. And I remember, like, his last name had, like, Martinez or something. And he comes up and he's like, yo, like, what's going on? What's happening? And then, like, he saw that I was crying. And I don't know why, pero con el policía, like, I felt like he kind of felt like a little bit of compassion towards me, even though, like, I had done what I had done.
Yeah.
And he tells the other guy, porque el otro, like, cop, the officer, he was white, obviously. And he tells him, he's like, oh, let her go. Like, I'm going to take care of it. And he's like, no. Like, el otro bien aferrado. He's like, no. Like, I got it. And then I, like, looked at him and I was like, please. Please take me. And so he took care of me. And then they had found from the other people that, like, were running away.
Yeah, what about everybody else?
So that was that. And then from the other people that were running away, los encontraron allá por el pinche Montes Tirados and stuff. And then I was looking at them and I was like, damn, I was like, you got caught too. And so, pues, yeah, like, everybody was there and stuff. And then, pues, obviously, you know, when you get pulled over, whatever happens, like, they run your name. They make sure you don't have any warrants or any of that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the cop that had come, Mr. Martinez or whatever, he, like, loosened up my handcuffs a little bit and he told me, he's like, are you okay? And, like, I told him, I was like, honestly, like, I feel harassed and blah, 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 this and this. And, like, he's, like, when I kid you guys, like, not, like, my hands were, like, starting to go purple of how hard the handcuffs were, like, literally, like, on my fucking wrist. And so then he told me, he's like, mi mamá me estaba marque y marque del teléfono, and I was like, no le podía contestar. And then a female cop rolled up and she took my phone. She took everything that I had in my pockets, everything, and she, like, searched me, whatever. And I told her again, I was like, can you please pull up my shirt because it's falling? Yeah, she, like, and I felt comfortable. She pulled up my shirt and everything. And then after that, like, they ran my name, everything. And pues I was hanging out with, like, the wrong people, you know, whatever. Like, you're young, you learn, you hang out with people. Te gusta andar en el desmadre, like, uno, like, whatever. And so then, like, we got back to, like, where the cops were, where my car was and everything. And then I saw the tow truck and I was like, fuck. I was like, they're going to tow my truck, everything. No tenía licencia ni para empezar. No tenía,
manches, dude.
like, let me tell you guys, like, no tenía licencia. I didn't have, like, I don't know for what reason I didn't have my insurance or my registration in the car, nothing.
They're like, yeah,
and
this
I
car's
was
stolen.
Like, fuck. I was like, para mi pinche suerte que tengo, you know, like, y siempre me pasa, let me tell you guys. And so then the cop, like, the guy who had come and had told the other guy, like, oh, like, I'll take care of her, like, don't you worry and everything. Because, like, he saw, like, I think he saw how scared and how frightened I was by this other cop. I don't know what it was, but he was like, no, like, I got you, whatever. He put me behind his car, his cop car, which, let me tell you guys, the most uncomfortable fucking thing ever.
Dude,
you do not want to be behind a cop car ever. Dude. Like, ¿te imaginas tú sentada así?
It's
And, like,
plastic, bro, and it's plastic.
Well, it's
yeah.
the plastic benches.
It's-
I worked on it before.
it's
Yeah,
puro,
dude, no,
like,
man,
it
dude, it hurt, dude, it
sucks.
sucks when you're
Y
like
tú
this,
bien sentado,
and you're like
like,
this, sitting
ándale,
on your freaking,
yeah.
like, on your wrist and your hand, you're like, trying to get comfortable. You're, no, dude, it
You're
hurt,
not
nah,
comfortable
dude, and,
whatsoever.
yeah, dude, it
Y
sucks.
pues uno acá, like, movie, and I was like, fuck. And then he comes up to me, and he was like, he's like, you know how many charges you have under your name right now? And I was like,
You're like,
me
what?
espanté.
What?
No, like, let me tell you, like, I looked at him and I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you have 12 charges under your name right now.
What?
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, don't tell me that. And I was like, I started crying. Like, no, I'm not gonna lie. I started crying and I was
Plus
like,
even
fuck.
worse, not to add on
It
top
was
of
my mom's birthday. Pues, tú sabes, like, uno como Latino, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, like, ya la cagué.
It's over.
And so then the people that I was with, well, pues también, like, I had empty bottles of like Svedka cans, whatever it was.
bongs,
I
the
had bongs, I had
marijuanas.
weed, and then prior to that, like, some of the people that like were in my car, they had left certain drugs, certain things in my
Híjole.
car, y pues it kept adding up, and so I was like, fuck, pues ya qué hago, pues ya estoy aquí, you know. And so he ran my name and everything, and he looks at me like I remember, like, I was sitting there for like an hour and a half, and I would just see like my friends pass, y like veía que los dejaban ir, and I was like, y pues cuando me toca, you know. Y ya después me dijo, he looked at me, he opened the door, he's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, what do you mean? Like you took me into custody, like I'm here. And he's like, no, like, what are you actually doing here? And I was like, pues, you pulled me over, like I'm hanging out with the wrong people, you know?
You caught me.
And but like he said it like more into the sense of like, why are you hanging out with these people?
Yeah.
Because every single person that they had pulled over, they had like, or not pulled over, but that they had
They caught,
whatever,
yeah.
they had at least one charge or something under their name already.
already-
And I was
Yeah.
the only one
Without-
that didn't have anything. And yeah, like me empezó a sacar plática. He's like, what are you doing? Like, you know, like just talking to me. And I was like, oh, pues like I'm in school, you know, like I'm going for psychology and criminal justice, like blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And he straight up told me, he was like, you know, I can take you to jail right now. Like after everything that you're done, like you're supposed to be in jail right now. Mm-hmm. And he told me, he's like, because of what I saw and how they were treating you and how you looked so frightened, he's like, what I'm going to do, he's like, I'm going to wait until everybody leaves. I'm going to take you into custody myself. I'm the one that's going to be giving you the ticket. I'm going to be doing whatever your paperwork. And he's like, you're just going to sit here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. Dude, so fucking uncomfortable. I sat there for 3.5 hours, a little bit more than 3.5 hours. Because like they pues habían agarrado like a muchos, you know. And like actually when they had like gotten us in the scene, there was some people that like the neighbors estaban pedos. And there was like 3 of them, and they were like being noisy, and they were like, when they had like arrested me, like andaban diciendo un chingo de cosas, blah 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 blah. And so when the cop comes and he's like, what I'm not gonna do, he's like, I'm not going to take you to jail. He's like, because like this, everything that happened, he's like, you're looking about 2.5 months in jail.
Damn, that's
And I was like, no. And I was like crying and crying. Y mi mamá marcándome, like, pero yo no podía contestarle, you know? And so I was like, and he told me, he's like, what I recommend you to do, he's like, I recommend you to get a really good lawyer. Make sure you have money saved up. He's like, because this is not going to be cheap. He's like, I'm going to take you to the come and go. Whoever's going to pick you up is going to pick you up. I'm going to let you off handcuffs and you figure out the rest.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck. Y pues ya, like, me llevó al come and go and everything. Yo no le creía, you know. I was like, pues ya, like, ya chingué, you know. Me llevó al come and go. He released me off the handcuffs. And I was like, finally, like, I can breathe. Like, my back was all sore and stuff. And I was all sitting here, like, toda chueca.
I was going to say, probably
And-
tired.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
probably
dude,
didn't sleep all-
I was tired. Estaba bien angustiada. Like, all I wanted to do was just go home. Y pues I was 18, you know, like, I was still like a kid, you know. And so then, yeah, like, me dejó. And I remember, like, my old friend, like, her mom picked us up and stuff and regañó and everything. And I told my mom, ya llegué. And yo me esperaba lo peor de mis parents. Like, I expected my mom to yell at me and everything. And, like, me personally, like, I never really caused, like, my parents any trouble. Like, I was never really, like...
You're like the good
Oh,
kid.
this madre. Not a good kid, you know? Like, but I
You
was
just
just...
stayed out of trouble.
Like, no, I
Haven't
wouldn't
been
say it
caught
like
yet.
that, but, like, like, my mom was always so, like, strict on me. Like, yo lo obedecía, you know? But I never caused them trouble like that, where it was, like, I would get in trouble with the cops, or, like, que cada rato, like, era un desmadre. Like,
Yeah.
no. And so then, like, and then after that, like, I don't remember who told me about the lawyer. I got my lawyer, and my mom was, like, actually trying to help me pay. Y yo le decía a mi mamá, I was like, no. I was like, si yo me metí en esto, I was like, I'm going to pay for it. Like, I'm going to take full responsibility, and I'm going to do everything. And so I got the lawyer and stuff, blah, 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 blah. And turned out that the lawyer that I had gotten, he was actually a judge at the Rifle Court and at the Glenwood Courthouse. But he later on stepped down and just wanted to be a lawyer and whatever he is doing now. And shout out to him because he helped me. And so, en ese entonces mi mamá estaba bien paniqueada. Ay, que te van a deportar y que sabe qué, que pinche chamaca and like all this stuff.
The worst.
And so I was like, no, mom, like, they're not going to do that. And then, like, she had told the lawyer, like, oh, is anything going to happen? And he's like, nah, like, she's good. Like, she just has to do this. From the 12 charges I had under my name, guys, he dropped it down to 1.
Qué chido.
And I was, like, just eluding a cop officer. No marijuana possession, no nothing. And keep in mind,
Well,
I was 18.
Yeah, there was a lot.
And there was so much. And I was like, fuck. Me hizo un parote, pero tampoco, like, me salió barato, you know? Like, I had to pay. And so, like, so I paid court fees. I paid that. And so it was kind of, like, during the pandemic. Like, it was kind of, like, when the pandemic was happening and all that. And so after that, like, I don't know what had happened. I had turned in my certificate for whatever it was. The courthouse lost it or whatever, and then they pulled me over. Like, this was like a year and a half later.
Yeah.
But because I was speeding, and they're like, "Oh, you have a warrant for your arrest," and I was like,
Let me find out.
And keep in mind, I had already gone to court. I had already
Todo.
paid the lawyer,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I looked at the cop and I was like, "What?" And then, like, pues obviamente, yeah, I was like, "Oh, like, I need to speak to my lawyer and stuff." He called the courthouse, everything. They had lost my certificate. And keep in mind, like, I already paid court fees and done all that.
Like,
I didn't have to do I didn't have to do community service, nothing. Since they had lost whatever I can't remember what it was. I think it was a class that I had done and they needed that certificate. Lo perdieron, and then they added community service to me. And that was an extra, like, amount of money that I had to pay. And so I was like, fuck. Y pues, yeah, like, todo eso pasó. And, like, right now, like, the only thing that I have, like, you know, on my record is just eluding an officer. But, yeah, dude, that's how I got arrested. And I got really lucky because when I had gone to court, they were like, oh, you can either plead as guilty or you can either do a whole month in jail. And I was like, pues obviamente, like, I'm not going to do a month in jail, you know?
Like, free gym membership, free lunch.
Free gym membership, free rent, free everything.
I don't know about that.
Pero, yeah, like, that happened. And then, pues, yo pagué todo, pagué un chingo. And, pues, como dice Ángel, like, you live and you learn. And obviously, like, I don't hang out with none of those people that I used to hang out with. And, no, I'm not proud of whatever I had done, you know. Pero yo también me apendejé, you know, I shouldn't have ran. Pero, pues, when you're
young
dumb,
and
you're
you're
young,
like, yeah, you're scared. You're
scared and
you're trying to get out of
everything.
it.
Y pues to this day, like, I still feel bad because I'm like, damn, like, it was on my mom's birthday, you know. And y pues sí, like, mi mamá andaba bien agüitada, and I was like, fuck. Y me acuerdo que íbamos a celebrar, and the second day, like, we didn't do nothing, like, because I felt so bad, guys. Pero, you know, you live and you learn, and I'm not the same person I was,
Pues, yeah,
you know, a few years ago. Pero, yeah, that's kind of my story.
That's crazy. That's
no
wild.
manches, dude. Running from the cops y
Qué
todo.
miedo,
Ni
qué
yo.
miedo.
Oh, I did run from the cops, pero that's for another time.
They didn't catch me that time.
Yeah. But no, I think, yeah, that's it.
I'm the good one of this group, I guess.
Yeah, just tickets para Luisito.
Yeah. Put out Need for Speed over here.
But that will be the episode for today, guys. Thank you for supporting us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And then we're probably going to do the giveaway next episode, just so we have a week to let everybody who wants to get in and to follow. Anything you want to say, Luis?
I think I was going to say the YouTube one. Mm-hmm. We're around like 30 subscribers more.
30 subscribers.
30.
Yep.
So if you guys subscribe, comment on, what was the video?
The
Episode
I can't remember. But we'll put it up.
We'll put what episode you guys need to comment on. You're gonna go to that video and comment, and then once you're locked in for that giveaway.
Slacking. Just kidding.
No, but I think that should be it for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, like they said. Don't miss out on this giveaway.
And like always, keep taking shots.
Qué feo.